Okay, let's see together what expanding bracket means. Okay, we got two brackets here, x plus 3 and x minus 4. Basically, expanding bracket means multiply these two brackets together in order to have a long expression instead of two small inside the brackets. So, how can we do it? The easiest way to do it is, remember, multiply everything times everything. Okay, so we multiply this x times this x and then this x times this minus 4. Remember that the sign here is minus, so we have to multiply times minus 4. This will strongly influence our result. Then we have to multiply this 3 times this x and this 3 times this 4. So we say this x times this x. You should know there is x squared. Then we got this x times this minus 4. Now once again, remember that this is a minus, so a positive, that this x is a positive x, is plus x, times a minus 4 will always give me minus. So this will be minus 4x. Remember that we will treat the x, the variable, more or less as we treat the thirds. So now we got this 3 here, then multiply that times this x. Now this is positive, so we put plus 3x. And finally we got this 3 years, there is a positive number, then multiply times this 4, there is a negative, is minus 4. So as we said before, positive times negative is negative, so is minus 12. Well, this is basically the solution, but what we can do is simplify this bit, because as you can see, there are x here and x there. So if they got exactly the same variables, we can sum them together. And this should remind you a third. If they got the same thirds, we can sum them or subtract them together. So minus 4x plus 3x is minus x. At the beginning we can put x squared, then minus 12, and this is our solution. So it's not that hard. Remember that you have to do all the multiplication, all the lines. I have to multiply everything times everything, as we said before, and everything times everything, as you can see there. And then if we can, we have to simplify there, and notice that positive times negative give me negative. So just to remind you, positive times positive give me positive, negative times negative as well give me positive, but negative times positive or positive times negative is the same thing, give me negative. Don't forget that. Let's see now another case that may be a bit more complicated. Why more complicated? Because the first brackets got 3 elements inside, and the second one too, as always. So what does it change? Well, actually nothing changed. We just have to do the same operation. So we have to do the first term of the first bracket times the first of the second one and the second of the second one. Then we go to the second term of the first bracket, we times this one. For the first time, the first term of the second bracket, and then the second term of the second bracket. And finally we take the last term of the first bracket, multiply times the first of the second bracket and the second of the second bracket. Once again, we multiply everything times everything. So it's quite easy to remember. Okay, so let's see what we're going to do. We're going to take this x cubed minus x cubed, remember that is a negative one, and we are going to multiply times x squared. So we know the rules of the exponent, so we got x cubed times, let's say this way, so that you can understand. X cubed times x squared is x to the power of 5. But as we said, this is a minor x cubed, so this one is negative and the result would be negative. So we got minus x cubed. Then we got always again this minus x cubed, then multiply times minus 4. Look, in this case we got minus times minus and becomes positive, so we got plus 4x cubed. Then we pass through to the 3x, there is a positive one, and we multiply times x squared, so we got positive 3x cubed. Why x cubed? Because this one is x exponent 1, so we don't write it by exponent 1. This got exponent 2, we sum them together because it's a multiplication as we did there, and so we got x3. Then we got 3x, then multiply times minus 4. Now remember that this 4 is a negative one, so once again a positive quantity times negative quantity give me a negative quantity, and it's minus 12x. And finally we take these two, that is minus, is negative, we multiply times x squared, so we got minus 2x squared. Now we take the same quantity minus 2 and we multiply times minus 4. Now in this case we got negative quantity minus 2 times a negative quantity minus 4, so it becomes a positive 8. So look what a huge fantastic equation we got now. What can we do? Well, let's see if we can put something together. We got x cubed there, and x cubed there, so we can definitely sum these two together. So we can write this one as 7x cubed. Then we got x to the power of 5, we don't have any other x to the power of 5, x squared, and this is the only one, x is the only one without 8, is the only one without x, so all the rest we leave it together, so we can just write minus x to the power of 5 plus 7x cubed minus 2x squared minus 12x plus 8. This one is our gigantic solution. So as you see, expanding bracket, multiply brackets is not hard. What we should be careful is multiply everything times everything, so draw the line in order to help you. Do not sum together variables and numbers unless they have the same variable. If they have the same variable, exactly the same variable, so same variable and same exponent, then we can sum together. But we cannot sum together inside the brackets if they got different variables. 3x is not, we cannot sum into minus x cubed, so we must be careful to this bit, and then multiply everything times everything, draw the line to help you, and remember to check the sign. If it's a minus times a positive, it will be positive, negative, minus times minus will be positive, and obviously positive times positive will be a positive 1. Okay, hopefully this video was helpful, and I'll see you in class.